Alright guys, so now let's talk about the structure of your report, the complete end-to-end structure of writing task 1 report. I hope you guys already know the first task, the very first task in academic writing section is the report writing. So I get lots of messages from students asking what should be the ideal structure of our report, or how should we structure our report so that we can get an 8 or even 9 band score. I simply give them a very simple and understandable structure that is clear to understand, easy to write for students, and easy to understand for examiner as well. Right, so that's what our main focus should be in writing. We need to write a structure that is easy, yet it looks so appealing, and at the same time it's easy to understand for the examiner as well. Right, so if you can do this in your writing, in fact in essays also, you can easily score 8 band in writing. Right, so as you can see on the screen, you need to follow this same structure while writing report in your exam. You are simply going to write 5 paragraphs for your report. Okay, so these 5 paragraphs, you are simply going to write 5 paragraphs, and you are going to start with an introduction where you will introduce the report, right, where you will introduce and you will describe what is in the graph, right, and then you have to write the overview in 2 to 3 lines or statements. So what exactly you need to write in these 2 to 3 statements? So I explain them in my course, IELTS Mastery course, where I give you ready to use statements for your exam, and I explain each and every statement so that you just need to copy those statements and write them in your report. If you want to know more about the course, you can check the link in the description. All right, so now you'll write 2-3 lines in your overview, and then you have to write 2 body paragraphs. These are simple 2 paragraphs where you are going to do nothing but explain 2 points that you would have written in the overview. Okay, so 2 points you are going to write in your overview, and then you are going to explain these 2 points in these 2 body paragraphs. Right, the reason why I want you to write to explain these 2 points in these 2 body paragraphs, so that our report looks perfectly linked. You see, we started with the introduction, we wrote 2 points in overview or 3 points in overview, and then we explained only those points in body paragraphs. Right, so it will look perfectly linked. Right, and these body paragraphs I consider the easiest part, because you just have to write data figures in simple English language. You have those data figures, you have those percentages, years, those data values right in front of you. You just need to explain them, or you just need to write those figures in English language. That's it. That's what you need to do in your body paragraphs. So if you write your overview perfectly, you will know what you need to include in your body paragraphs. So you can write them very, very, very easily. Just look at the graph, see the data figures, and write them down. That's it. That's what you need to do in body paragraphs. And then you can summarize your report in 1 line at the end. It's optional though. If you feel you still need some more words to write in your report, if you feel you have not completed 150 words criteria for writing the report, you can write the summary as well. Right, so this is a typical 8 or 9 band structure that you should use for your report. So many of my students have easily scored more than 8 band in IELTS writing. Okay, the structure is so simple to write, yet it looks so appealing. Okay, so now if I have to explain you all these 5 paragraphs or all these 5 components, I have explained them here. So as I explained, you need to write 5 paragraphs for your report. First one is introduction. Now I won't go into detail, so much detail for the intro. I mean, how you need to write introductions, because I explain all these details in my IELTS mastery course. There I explain you how you can write an appealing introduction in 3 steps. If I have to show you here, you see, I explain how you have to write your introduction in 3 steps. You can see clearly on the screen, and I give you some ready to use words, some ready to use statements as well. Simply you have to paraphrase the question statement, and how you actually need to paraphrase and what words you should add in your introduction is what I explain in my course. Okay, so here you see how you can convert, how you can use, instead of number of, you can use quantity of, instead of spending you can use expenditure. These all are words which you will see in your report. Okay, and then if you are provided with some years, and how you can write in your introduction, right? So that's what I explain in that course. Okay, so now in introduction you have to write the definition. You simply have to write the definition of graph in your own words. You simply state what is being illustrated or what is being compared. So you simply have to paraphrase the question statement. Now how exactly you need to paraphrase, I explain in that course. Okay, so this is about introduction. Now for overview also, I explain everything in steps, right, and give you some ready to use statements that you can use in your exam for overview as well. So for overview, you need to describe 2 to 3 main features of graph. Now how you need to pick the main features, so I explain this step by step, right? So you see how to write an overview. So I explain all these steps there. You need to observe how you need to observe general trends on the graph, how you need to observe specific trends, how you need to observe superlatives, and how you can, you know, write your overview in one and in 2 lines. That's what I explain there. Okay, so you simply have to describe 2 to 3 main features of the graph. Now if you want to check out the link for my course, you can check in the description. Now coming to body paragraphs. Again, so for overview, you are not supposed to write any specific data figures. Okay, so keep this thing in your mind. Now body paragraphs, yeah, so you have to write 2 body paragraphs. First body paragraph, you need to add specific details to the first point which you wrote in the overview. So as I said, you have to write 2 main features in your overview. Sorry, 2 to 3. Now in your first body paragraph, you are going to explain the first point of your overview. Okay, and in second body paragraph, you have to add specific details to the second or third point which you wrote in the overview. So we are going to link this report so perfectly that it will look so appealing to examiner. Okay, and then you can summarize your report in 1 line. Again, as I just said, as I just explained, this is an optional step. If you feel you have not written or you have not covered 150 words in your report, then you can write the summary line as well. That's completely up to you. But main paragraph here is the overview. I call this paragraph, or I call overview, as the backbone of your report, because the whole of your report is gonna structured based on the overview. Okay, so your body paragraphs will be linked directly to the overview, and that's how your structure should be. Okay, so you need to write simple 5 paragraphs. First paragraph, introduction, where you're just going to paraphrase the question statement, and then in your overview you have to write minimum 2 points, 2 main features of the graph, 2 or 3, you can write 3 as well. And then in first body paragraph, you have to explain, or you have to add specific details. So by adding specific details, I mean you have to explain the data figures or data values, right? And then in second body paragraph, you will have to add details to the second point. You have to add the data figures. You have to write data figures in English language for the second point in the second point which you wrote in the overview, and then simply 1 line to summarize all your points. Okay, so this is how your report should look like. I hope you guys have got some information from this video. If you really have got some knowledge, then please give it a like, subscribe to my channel for more informational videos on IELTS. support me, because I am on a mission to make IELTS as simple as copy and paste for you all guys. Okay, so that's it from this video. I'll see you in my next video.